Hey everybody, welcome back to Going With The Ganongs. My name is Dan, and if you're new around here, we are a family of 4 who have moved off-grid, and we are slowly but surely building our own cabin, homestead, and everything around with our own hands and with our own power. We've been living off-grid for almost a year and a half now, and each day we're figuring it out as we go. There's tons of challenges, ups and downs. Doing this kind of lifestyle is definitely something that makes us appreciate the things we do have even more and question what really is most important in life. Today is December 15th. As you can see, it's cold, but as you can tell behind me, we have lost our snow. We had probably almost 20 inches of snow, which is like 50 centimeters. We had quite a bit of snow on the ground. Now, I guess it wasn't that deep everywhere, but we had gotten quite a bit of snowfall already this year. And then, as we have in the last few years, we got a huge rainstorm, tons of wind, and we lost all of the snow, which I'm super thankful for this year because that means that we can get back to getting this extension framed and at least to a place where next time we get snow, it's not going to be as big of a deal. We can move forward through the winter, even though it's cold. It's less than ideal to be building, but we can absolutely keep working on this. So the goal today is to get a good dent on the wall framing. This extension I'm building in a way that essentially it's its own tiny structure that is butted up against the cabin, so I'm even going to be building a wall up against the cabin that I'm going to put my rafters on. And in that way, if for some reason we ever need to move or want to move this building, it's going to be really easy to take this extension off. Let's get to it. Let's get framing some of these walls and see how far we can get today before we lose our light. Alright, so this wall is framed together, it stood it up, and it fits the way I need it to. So I'm going to bring it back down and put on that header like the whole way across, and then put a last top plate on top of the one that's there. So it's like a double top plate with a header, 2x4 header between it. So first we're going to laminate together 2 2x4s to make the header, and then attach it all together and put it on. And
can I help you do this door?
Yeah, well, we're going to nail these 2 together. Just give me a second.
Can you put down and help somebody?
All right, everybody, it is officially dark out, but we have a little solution. It's below freezing out right now, but definitely not super cold. Maybe in the -2, -3 Celsius range. We have a shop light that we had bought when we were building the cabin to work inside once we had the roof covered. Hung up in a tree out here, shining towards the extension, and it is more than enough light. This one little light to work on. We have it plugged into our small Bluetti. It would go all night and not use a whole lot of the Bluetti, and the Bluetti can handle the freezing temperatures. So this is perfect for us, and we're going to be able, over the next few days, to be able to work even when it's dark. I checked the weather, and unfortunately we have rain coming in not 2 days, but 1 day. So we'll see where we get before the rain, but ideally I'd just like to have these walls framed and standing so that I don't have to stand them up on something that's wet and then have moisture trapped in the bottom. In the end of the day, we get to where we can, but if we get to a point where I could put up a tarp and keep it from the weather, then I'm happy. We got to get working. We're going to get this wall, hopefully this first wall, finished, and we'll see if we can move on to some of the first 2x6 walls on the 2 sides in the back. All right. Let's get at it. Ready to get at it?
Yeah.
Let's go. Hey, look at that, Eli. You climbing?
Yeah.
You need help?
I don't.
Yeah, thank you. Oh. What? All right, I officially have the header on the top of this wall, and it'll be plenty strong to hold our rafters up there. We're gonna move on now to doing the far side wall, which is just straight framing. There's no window or anything in that one. It's just gonna be 2x6. Hopefully we can get that wall framed up. If we can get there, then that's a good spot for today. Well, I got my bottom plate all lined up and top plate as well, but with the way it goes with kids, it's time for bed. So we're gonna have to cut it short tonight. We'll be back at it maybe in the dark tomorrow evening. We'll see you then. Much as I can. see that.
No, but I know. He's slowly.
Well, we have a good start on this extension. It is night number 2 out here working, and it's actually a really nice night. It's barely below freezing. It actually might not even be below freezing yet. That is 2 balls out of the 4. Again, this back wall, I wanted to frame it in a way that if we ever needed to take this extension off or we wanted to move the cabin or anything like that, that it's kind of a standalone. So the rafters are going to sit on top of the header that's on this wall here, and if it had to, they could be pulled apart. What I do think I'm going to do, and I don't have right now, to attach the top to the cabin, I might just get some structural screws that are long and screw them right through that header into the studs of the cabin. I think that's going to be my best bet. Not a bad start. Alright everybody, it's the next night. We're out here again. What I have are some structural screws that I am screwing this header into the top of the cabin so that this can be tight and attached. Alright, I just felt that one really pull this wall securely in. I'm going to have two more that I'm going to put in, but I'd like to get the roof started and get those rafters on and secured enough to get them up there, and then we'll add those another day where I can take a little more time. Alright, next step, I need to get a top plate across this and across here, and then what I'm going to do is build this sidewall on this side actually completely different. I'm not going to frame it up, I'm going to put the rafter there and then put up boards all the way to the rafter just so that we can kind of retrofit it so that the door actually fits in without having to take out both top plates. Alright, there we have it. That's going to do it for this video. Next week's video, you're going to see us get the rafters up, the strapping on, and the metal roof attached up on top so that we can be ready to sheathe it, insulate it, heat it, so that we can have a functional, useful extension on the cabin. When you live in 392 square feet, 80 extra square feet makes a world of difference. So that's going to do it for this one. Thanks so much for following along. Make sure you like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.